everyone, in this video tutorial I am going to explain plane trusses, assumption in the analysis of plane trusses, classification of trusses and method of joint in the analysis of trusses. At the end of the video, that is in the second part of the video, I am going to explain one problem using method of joint. Let us see what is plane truss. A plane truss is defined as a two-dimensional framework of straight prismatic members connected at their ends by frictionless hinged joint. That means these are the combination of different members which is connected by hinged joints. That means it is having only two reactions, either in horizontal direction or vertical direction. I can say it is not going to develop any moment, and it is subjected to load and reaction that acts only at the joints and lie in the plane of the structure. So if I want to apply any load on the truss, it should be acted only on the joint and it is acting in the same plane of the truss. If I seen in previous problems in support reaction, the load is acting somewhere in the middle of the member. It is not necessary that I have to apply the load on only joint. So in truss, it is necessary that we have to apply load only at the joint. Third part, the members of plane trusses are subjected to axial, compressive or tensile force. So if I see in the figure, so whatever they shown in red color, that is going to take only tension force. Whatever they shown in green color, that is taking only compression force. So any member, either it is going to take tension or compression. It is not going to experience any bending. So let us see the assumptions in the analysis of trusses. Members are connected at the joint through pin connections. So it is not any fixed support. If it is fixed support, there is a chances of development of moment, but all the members are pin connection. That means it is having only two reactions. Then second point, self weight of the members are negligible. So compared to the total weight it is going to carry, whatever the self weight of the members of the truss, I can neglect that one. The third one, the cross section of the members are uniform. All the members have only axial force, either that is tension or compression. For example, if I have one joint, if that member is trying to pull that joint, I can say that is tension. So if I have one joint, it is going to compress that joint, then I can say that that member is in compression. So fifth assumption, all the external forces are applied only at the joint. In the definition also we have seen, whatever the load acting on the truss, it should be only at the joint. Let us see classification of truss. Suppose if I want to find the number of members for a truss, I can use this formula, that is M required is equal to 2j minus 3, where j is the number of joint in that truss. By using number of joint, and this is number of equation, equilibrium equation, so I can assume number of members for the truss. So by using this formula, I can classify truss into three types. The first one, that is perfect truss, second one deficient truss, third one redundant truss. Let us see one by one. Perfect truss. If the number of members provided is equal to number of members required, then it is known as perfect truss. I have one example for the perfect truss. In this case, I can see number of members provided, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. They provided 5 number of members which is having 4 joints, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. By using that, I can calculate the number of members required, that is 5 numbers. 2j minus 3 is equal to 5. So therefore number of members provided is equal to number of members required. Then I can say this type of truss is perfect truss or rigid truss. The second classification, that is imperfect truss or deficient truss. In this case, if the number of members are provided is less than number of members required, then I can say this is imperfect truss. So we have one example here. So number of members provided, I can say that is 1, 2, 3 and 4 members they provided. Number of joints are 4, again 1, 2, 3 and 4. By using formula, I will calculate what is the number of members required, that is 5. So if I see that one, number of members provided is less than number of members required. So therefore I can say this is deficient truss. This type of truss will collapse under loading or it is not stable. So third type, that is redundant truss. If the number of members provided are more than number of members required, those type of truss I can say redundant truss. In this case, they provided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 number of members. So that is here. So number of joint is 4. By using formula, number of members required 5. But they provided more number, that is they provided 6 number. Therefore this type of truss is known as redundant truss. So next concept I am going to explain, that is method of joint. In this method, equilibrium of each and every individual joint is considered for the analysis. So this method is useful while finding the forces in all the members of the truss. If they ask find the forces in all members, I can go for this method. So there are different steps in the analysis. First step, we have to use the equilibrium of entire system. We have to find the support reaction. So after finding the support reaction, we have to find the joint which is having minimum number of unknowns, that is maximum of 2 unknowns, because we have only 2 equilibrium equation for the analysis. Then third step, assume unknown forces in the member as tensile. Forces are directed away from the point. As I said previously, if I consider any joint, say this is the reaction VA. So maybe this point is A, B and C. One truss is connected like this. So first I will find this VA in the first step. I have to assume that initially all the members are in tension, that is force is moving away from the point. So after drawing that free body diagram, in this case first I will draw this free body diagram like this. I will calculate this angle. Then I have to use the equilibrium condition, that is summation of horizontal forces is equal to 0, summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. So if I get positive answer, my assumption is correct. If I get the negative answer, my assumption is wrong, that member is in compression. So in the fifth step, I have to find one more joint which is having minimum number of unknowns. While applying this previous load, whichever already I have calculated, by seeing the answer, we have to take either it is compression or tension. So we have to, if I get the negative answer, I have to do the modification while considering the next joint. While solving the problem, I am going to explain each and every step. So let us solve the problem using method of joint. So here we have the problem in analysis of truss using joint method. Let us see the problem. Analyze the truss shown in the figure by the method of joint. Tabulate the result and indicate the nature of the force in the truss. The first step in the analysis of truss using joint method, we have to calculate the support reaction using equilibrium of the system. So for that, I am going to draw the free body diagram of this truss. So I taken that truss I noted all the points and all the dimension. First I am going to draw the support reaction. So here we have, that is roller support, therefore one reaction is going to generate. I will take this as VA. Then at the point D, that is hinged support, so we have two reactions, one is vertical VD and horizontal, I can take that as HD. Then I am going to draw the forces. Here one force is acting, that is 1000 Newton. Then one more force is acting here, that is also 1000 Newton. So as per the procedure, first step we have to calculate the support reaction. So I am going to apply the equilibrium condition. Sigma Fx is equal to 0, sigma Fy is equal to 0, summation of moment about any point is equal to 0. So first condition, that is sigma Fx is equal to 0. Here it is only one force, that is Hd. So I will take as it is, which is equal to 0, because there is no other horizontal forces. So next equilibrium condition, that is summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. So VA is acting upward, I will take VA in positive direction plus, then 1000 kilonewton acting downward minus 1000. Then we have one more 1000 Newton which is acting downward, therefore minus 1000. Then VD is acting upward, plus VD is equal to 0. I will take this as equation number 1. Now I am going to apply the third equilibrium condition, that is summation of moment about any point is equal to 0. So I am going to take moment about A. So if I apply this 1000 Newton about A, it is going to rotate that point A in clockwise direction. So therefore plus 1000 into distance is 3 meter. So therefore clockwise moment 1000 into 3 meter, that is the distance. Then we have one more 1000 Newton. If I apply that force about A, it is going to rotate clockwise direction. Therefore plus 1000 into perpendicular distance will be total distance, that is 6 meter. Therefore into 6. The last force, that is VD, or if I consider HD, it is going to pass through A, it is not going to rotate that point A. Therefore SD I am not going to consider for the moment. Next force, that is VD, if I apply about A, it is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore VD into perpendicular distance, that is 9 meter, because that is 3 plus 3 plus 3, that is equal to 0. If I simplify this, I will get VD is equal to 1000 Newton. If I substitute in equation 1, so I will get VA is equal to 1000 Newton. So both the values I got 1000 Newton. So the next step in the procedure, I have to consider a joint which is having minimum number of unknowns. In this case, first if I see the joint A which is having two unknown, that is FAB and FAE. So I will consider that joint A. I am going to draw the free body diagram at joint A. I will take that point A like this. So one force is acting towards that point, that is the reaction VA. Just now we calculated, that is 1000 Newton. Then we have FAE. So initially we have to assume all the members as tension. Therefore I will assume this member as tension. That means force is moving away from the joint. Therefore FAE. If I get the negative answer, our assumption will be wrong. I have to change the direction while considering for the next step. So FAB also I am going to take this as tension. Then I have to find this theta. This base is 3 meter, then height also 3 meter. Therefore I can say this theta is 45 degree. I will take that theta as 45 degree. After drawing the free body diagram, I am going to apply the equilibrium condition. Summation of horizontal forces is equal to 0. Summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. Here first I am going to apply summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. So sigma Fy is equal to 0. Vertical forces, so FAB, if I resolve that in vertical direction, angle is given with respect to horizontal. Therefore vertical component is sine, that is FAB sine 45. The one more force, that is 1000 Newton acting upward, plus 1000 is equal to 0. If I see that FAE acting exactly in horizontal direction, there is no vertical component for FAE. Therefore we will get FAB is equal to minus 1414.21. That means our assumption is wrong. Actually member is in compression. So if I got negative answer, that means our assumption is wrong. Member is not in tension, member is in compression. So while considering next joint, I have to apply that as compression. But in this joint, till the end of this joint, I am not going to change the direction of that force. The next equilibrium condition, that is summation of horizontal forces is equal to 0. If I resolve the force in horizontal direction, so there is no horizontal component for 1000 Newton. So if I resolve this FAB, it is going to act in positive direction, that is FAB cos 45. So FAE acting exactly in horizontal direction, therefore FAE is equal to 0. I considered both the forces FAB and FAE. So I already know the value of FAB, we just now calculated in the previous step. So I can apply that one, therefore minus 1414.21 cos 45 plus FAE is equal to 0. Therefore FAE is equal to 1000 Newton. We will get positive answer, therefore assumption is correct, that is in tension. So joint A is completed. I will go to the joint E. So I will take that joint. So one force is acting downward, that is 1000 Newton. Then FEF I am considering for the first time. Therefore I will take this as tension, FEF as tension. Then if I see FEB, that is also I am considering for the first time. So I will take this as tension, FEB. Then one more force, that is FAE. If I see in the previous step, we got tension. Therefore that also I will consider as it is tension, that is FAE or FEA. So I am going to apply the equilibrium condition. So sigma Fx is equal to 0 about point E. So horizontal forces are, one is FAE is equal to 1000, we got in previous step, it is acting in negative direction, minus 1000 plus FEF is equal to 0. Therefore FEF is equal to 1000 Newton, that is tension. We got positive answer, our assumption is correct, that is in tension. One more condition, that is sigma Fy is equal to 0. So vertical forces are 1000 is acting downward, I will take as it is minus 1000. Then FEB is acting upward, therefore plus FEB is equal to 0. Therefore FEB is equal to plus 1000 Newton that means that member is in tension. So I completed all the reactions here. So I completed this, and this, and also I completed this. So now I have to see the next joint. So if I go to joint F, we will get three unknowns, that is FD, FB and FC. So I will go to joint B, where FBE is already completed, FAB is already completed, though, so remaining is FBC and FBF. So I will consider that joint. I will draw the free body diagram at joint B. Joint B, I will take that point B. So we have FBC. So this is the force. So I am considering for the first time. So I will take this as tension FBC. Then we have FBF. That is also I am considering for the first time. So I will take that also tension, that is FBF. Then I have to see FAB. That is one more connection. So FAB I already considered in the first step. In that case, what we got, that is actually compression. So we taken tension, but we got negative answer. That means that member is in compression. Therefore, for B, that force is compression force. That is not moving away from the point, it is moving towards the point. It is like this. So that is in compression. Therefore, this angle, that is 45 degree, I can see in the figure. If this is 45 degree, so the alternate angle, this is also 45 degree. So remaining force, that is FEB. So I will take, it is I'm considering for the second time FEB. I got it as tension. I will take as it is. In the previous step I got it as tension. I will take as it is. Therefore force is moving away from the point. That value is 1000 Newton. So this is FAB. FAB is equal to, we got 14.21. I am not taking negative because I change the direction of the force. So if I am change the direction of the force, I have to change the sign also. If I am not changing the direction of the force, if I am taking that FAB also tension, then I have to consider it as negative. But to avoid confusion, I am changing the direction of the force, then I will take it as positive. So now I have to apply the equilibrium condition about B. So summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. If I resolve that FAB in vertical direction, angle is given with respect to horizontal 14.21. Angle is given with respect to horizontal. I am resolving in vertical, therefore sine 45. Then we have 1000 Newton, which is acting exactly downward, therefore minus 1000. Then FBF. So if I see the angle will be, if I see in the figure, this will be 45 degree because 3 and 3 meter, tan inverse of 1 will be 45 degree. Therefore I will take this as 45 degree. Angle is given with respect to horizontal, therefore vertical component will be sine. So if I resolve that FBF in vertical direction, it is going to move downward. Therefore minus FBF sine 45 is equal to 0. If I simplify this, I am going to get the value of FBF. So therefore FBF is equal to 0. It is not, either it is not in tension, it is not in compression. So I'm going to resolve these forces in horizontal direction. I will take sigma fx is equal to 0. I will consider one by one. So first force, that is FAB. So if I resolve that force in horizontal direction, it's going to move in positive direction like this. So therefore plus FAB value is 1414.21. Angle is given with respect to horizontal, therefore horizontal component is cos 45. So first force is completed. If I consider 1000 acting exactly vertical, there is no horizontal component. If I consider this FBF, if I resolve in horizontal direction, it is going to move in positive direction. Therefore plus FBF cos 45. Then we have FBC, it is acting exactly in positive direction, so I will take FBC is equal to 0. So where FBF is equal to 0, so only we will end up with FBC is equal to minus 1000 Newton. That means our initial assumption is wrong. FBC in compression. So I completed a next joint, that is joint B. I have to check in the figure. So here we completed FBF, we got that value as 0. Then FBC also we got it as compression. So next step, either I can consider point C, because unknowns are FCD and FCF. Then if I go to point F, we have two unknowns, that is FD and FFC. So I will consider joint C. So if I consider joint C, the first force I am going to consider FCD and FCF, because I am considering for the first time, it is tension. Therefore FCD acting like this, FCD. Then one more force, that is FCF acting downward, FCF I am considering for the first time. Then FBC I already considered in the previous step, we got it as compression. Compression means that force is moving towards the joint. So FBC is equal to, I change the direction. In previous case I taken it as tension. Now I change the direction, I make this as compression. Therefore I am not going to take negative answer, because I change the direction, I will take this as positive only. With respect to horizontal, FCD makes an angle 45 degree. First I am going to resolve this force in the horizontal direction. So I will take sigma fx is equal to 0. So 1000 kilonewton is acting in positive direction. Then if I resolve that FCD, so it is going to move in positive direction like this. Therefore plus FCD cos 45 is equal to 0. Therefore FCD is equal to, we'll get minus 1414.21 Newton. That means our assumption is wrong. This member is in compression. So one more condition, summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. So vertical forces are FBC, there is no vertical component. FCF is acting downward, minus FCF. If I resolve that FCD in vertical direction, it is going to move downward. Therefore I will take minus FCD sin 45, because angle is given with respect to horizontal, that is equal to 0. So if I simplify this, so FCD I already calculated, so I will substitute in this equation. So we will get FCF is equal to minus of minus 1414.21 sine 45. Therefore FCF will get plus 1000 Newton. That means our assumption is correct. It is in tension. So I completed FCF and FCD. The last remaining force, that is FFD. So for that I am going to consider joint D. So I am going to take joint D here. Joint D. So if I consider joint D, so one VD is acting. VD we calculated in the first step. We got 1000 acting upward. I will take 1000 only. 1000 Newton, which is VD. Then we have HD. We got 0 answer. Also still I am going to consider here, that is HD. So FFD I am considering for the first time. So I will take this in tension, that is FFD. The one more force, that is FCD. So this is the force. So I already considered in the previous step FCD. I got compression. So while taking here, compression means it is moving towards the point, that is FCD. If I see in the figure, that is FCD. That is, I change the direction according to the answer. Therefore that value I will take positive because I change the direction. That's why I am taking positive, that is 1414.21 Newton. So I want FFD. So I am going to resolve these forces in horizontal direction. So sigma Fx is equal to 0. FFD acting in negative direction, minus FFD. Then HD acting in positive direction, that is 0. Still I am going to consider. So okay. Then we have FCD. This angle again it will be 45 degree. If I resolve that FCD in horizontal direction, it is going to resolve like this. Therefore that is acting in positive direction. Therefore plus 1414.21 cos 45 degree is equal to 0. 1000 is acting exactly vertical. So I considered all the forces. SD is equal to 0. Therefore FFD is equal to 1000 Newton. We will get positive value. Therefore our assumption is correct, that is tension. So I got all the answer in this stress. Now I am going to tabulate each and every value in the table. Then I am going to show the nature of that force.